Would you like to know how miracles work and learn in this video how to use it and start to perform miracles? It's possible. Everyone can do this. These things you shall do and more. But how? I'm going to give you 2 simple steps and a couple things you need to understand before you go into that space of miracles. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I just posted a miracle healing video on my health and lifestyle channel, but I'm going to get really to the core on this one, just about miracles for anything. All right, so miracles are like anything else. They're just a frequency on a high level with no obstructions, no barriers, no blocks. What are we doing most of the time? We're going to a negative space. We're irritated with other people. We're judging. We're arguing. We're debating. We have to be right. And the ego is a lower frequency that has nothing but blocks and barriers to that amazing space where miracles lie. Now, how does somebody get a miracle that may not even believe in God? How is that happening? It happens frequency, and then somebody really wants it. They really know it, and nothing happens. Well, I'm going to explain first of all why that is and what's going on so that you can shift into that miracle space. First of all, we have contracts, we have pre-agreed upon lessons and teachings when we come here. You may have chosen an illness and how to overcome it, how to deal with it, how to learn how to allow people to take care of you, or let go of anger or guilt that's creating it, and it's manifesting in a physical ailment. So that's part of your teaching. So unless you master that and go through that, a miracle really has no place in that equation. So I want you to remember that everything is an opportunity for you to learn how to become something pretty amazing, to let go of anger and hatred, go into forgiveness and all these things where there are no obstacles, because you want to go into that miracle space. So how does somebody get a miracle that you're like, they don't do anything, they don't go to church or whatever it is? People who go into the miracle space have completely let go of absolutely everything, and they're open to it. Now, Christ even said he could not heal everybody because of 2 reasons. One, a miracle was not appropriate for that person, and it would actually interfere with the whole journey that they came here for, the whole reason why they have certain challenges. And 2, some of them didn't believe or open themselves up, and so they had all these blocks and barriers, and nothing anybody else can do can really invade on your space. And what I mean is they can't override your free will. No matter what somebody does, no one can stop you from feeling and thinking and believing what you do. So those are the reasons why people don't experience miracles. Now, you can go into that miracle space when you understand the value of the illness or the struggle or the suffering with finances or whatever it is. When you understand it and you realize, I can no longer be that person, and you let it go of trying to be right or being angry or whatever it is you're hanging on to that's the block. When you let go, then all things are possible. And that's what miracles are. They're just what we naturally do and have the ability to do every single day. But human beings, we don't live in that space, right? We live in a very different space of density and, of course, beliefs that really inhibit us, that limit us. And we're allowed to do that. And that's part of our teaching too, is how do you overcome self-created limitations? When you go in and you let go, you are now let go and let God, right? You've heard that before. You're allowing a miracle in. So let's say you're thinking, well, I want a miracle so badly, and I'm asking, I'm doing all these things. Well, then, now, after we've discussed some of the 2 main reasons, what might be going on? First of all, is that situation you're in something that you must come to terms with and master and say, I still must learn something from this. I must let it go. I must stop blaming people or whatever it is you're going into. If it's anxiety or negativity at all, then there's something you're still hanging on to. So the second thing is, am I really trusting that and believing that miracles do happen and then that I deserve one? So many people, they think it, they know it, but back here, I'm really not believing it. Many people believe in miracles. They believe when they have such a bad state of illness or their personal situation that they have nothing else to lose. That's when awakening happens. Now, you know, Eckhart Tolle and Buddha and, you know, many prophets out there, they didn't just go into awakening. They went through a painful process of experiencing all these different things and working things out before they came to that point where, okay, I get it. And they let go, and then bing, granted. And that's what you must do to go into a miracle. Now, you don't have to, you know, be in this perfect place, because Eckhart Tolle was, you know, he was sleeping on a park bench for 2 years in an awakened state. And he was in a horrible situation when he awakened. So you can be in the worst possible situation and go into that space where a miracle will happen. The right person shows up, the right job, whatever it is can happen for you. And that is the faith that we all talk about, but you can't sort of have faith. You're all in or nothing. You either know that everything works in your favor. It always does. Even these things that are happening that you want to change are purposeful for you. So when you know that and you take a good hard look at it and you say, what in this am I agreeing to participate in or have created completely on my own? What are you going to do with that? So you have to take a good hard look at that. Now, those of you who have pain, I actually had a video a while back and taught you how to either eliminate completely or lessen physical pain. And that was not to avoid it, because when it becomes an enemy, you're actually focusing on the pain being something bad, and, you know, I'm focusing on this, but you're not really. You're like, I want to get rid of the pain. When you switch that over, instead of focusing on, you know, being healed, when you switch over here and you realize, okay, and you just let go, it subsides. Because when you battle it, you're actually focusing on it. Right? Even if you don't want it, I'm focusing on that I don't want it, you're still focusing on it, that it's a bad thing. When you say, pain is just an experience. And I've had, well, actually 100% of the people that wrote me told me that they either eliminated it completely or it was lessened so much when they went straight into it and focused on the pain with no judgment. So they would look straight at the pain and say, okay, this hurts, and they would focus just on that one spot that was hurting and just like experiencing it. Then all of a sudden it lessened, because when you're like, I'm in pain, and okay, you fire up everything and all the nerve endings, and then your brain's doing all this stuff, you're actually exacerbating it. So it's not only a physical thing, but obviously a manifestation that you're creating and focusing on. So I've had people tell me that they have had pain completely disappear. But they had to know it was possible in the first place and have no judgment about that. Is this going to happen? I don't know. Do I deserve it? You know, I feel guilty about this. Letting go is going to be the biggest thing for you. And you're going to have to tell yourself and know that all things are possible through God. What does that mean? Through the perfection that you know you already are perfect. You never were sick. You were experiencing being ill, or experiencing being broke, or experiencing having bad relationships as part of the perfection, knowing contrast and experiencing it. So you never lost that perfect place that you're in. You're letting go of all the other things that are in the way of it. And when you do that, you can perform miracles. Somebody wanted me to do something for them. I said, go take one of my courses, Shift into Miracles on landriaonkka.com. Shift into Miracles. I teach you how to go into that space. How do you shift into that? I said, because only you can do that. Again, if Christ couldn't heal everybody, I certainly can't. And neither can you. This is a personal thing, and we all have the ability to heal ourselves, and that is 100% letting go. Now I'll share a little quickie story before we go. If you've heard of Dying to Be Me, is a book by Anita Moorjani. She became well known because Wayne Dyer heard about her and promoted her. And she literally had stage 4, not coming back cancer. She had tumors the size of grapefruits. She couldn't even lay down because she would have stopped breathing. Her husband and family were called in for her last moments. And she did. She passed over. And what happened is she got to speak with her father, who she felt so guilty about all the things she'd done in her life, who said, "I love you." And she realized that she had nothing to feel guilty about, and she released all this guilt that had festered in her body and manifested as an illness, and you may be feeling that. And when she let it go, she came back and she knew she didn't have cancer anymore, and sure enough, they dissolved. She lived. She's perfectly healthy. And of course, we must have misdiagnosed this. No, it's called a miracle. What happened? She had to let go of that guilt she was carrying. So whether it's an illness or a situation, ask yourself if you feel like you just don't deserve to be that better person, if you feel guilty about something, what is stopping you from receiving it? Because you'll get it as soon as you do that. As soon as you let go and you know it is done, you're already in that space. You're in that space of perfection of which you never left. You're just eliminating all the things and the barriers around you that you've created. Only you can do that. Nobody else can do that to you. So that is the miracle that you can perform. Again, ask yourself if whatever you're experiencing right now is an important teaching for you, because you don't want to miss out on that. That's what we came here for. So it's not like just getting miracles to fix everything. It's we can experience it through that journey, through that adventure that we chose here, and then go into the miracle. But you don't want to miss out on that valuable lesson. That's how you're going to spiritually evolve. Do that first, and your prayers will be answered, because you just know now you're able to go into that space because there's nothing else to work on. And then you go on to the next challenge. It never ends, by the way. It just keeps going. All right, so please subscribe. So many of you had to resubscribe. Go ahead and resubscribe. Click the bell. I want to also say, if you're watching, the person who wanted to know my source for the galaxies are dimming was 100% scientific. I did not go off and just make this stuff up. I actually researched science, and I actually saw the actual pictures taken. I think they were from NASA, of how the universe is dimming, and that they are calculating how many stars are not being born. So more stars are dying than stars being born, therefore the galaxies are dimming. 50% less light than 2 billion years ago, so they are, but they're evolving just like us. And there's nothing wrong with that. So don't battle the things that come along that appear to be bad, because there's something amazing waiting for you on the other side of that. When our galaxies are done, they're going to go off into some other amazing creation that you and I as human beings can't even possibly imagine. So get ready for miracles. You're always being heard, but your angels, your guides, your masters are all saying, okay, yeah, we're ready here, but you've got this big boulder up against that door and we're trying to get in, and you keep saying, I don't deserve this, or I have hatred and whatever. Get rid of the blocks if you want to go into that space of miracles. It's all up to you. And if you're ready for it, you can do it today. Yeah, it's true. Subscribe, and also down in the description, I have a Manifest Anything free video series every week on how do we manifest? How does that work? And you get a video from me, and you also get private, not open to the public, discounts on all of my courses, announcements of what's coming out, both free and those that I charge for. And also, this is a free video series for those of you who just want to get new skills, because we've had people recently, students, internet students, lose their jobs unexpectedly and said, thank goodness I'm learning these new skills. This is a requirement. Wish I'd have started early. So it's never too late. You can sign up for that free video series, because who knows what you can do with it, right? New skills, knowledge, it's all good. in an environment, supportive environment with people that are very spiritually minded and want to do good things. That's what I want to hang out with. So that's who I want to hang out with. So welcome to my channel. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.